What's cracking, y'all? You are now watching Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today. What's up? Back with another reaction video. Found this video, thought it'd be, kind of cool to hop into this one, maybe learn some, inside story stuff that didn't really know. But the untold story behind the most iconic basketball photo. There has been plenty of iconic basketball photos that tend to resonate with us, that we tend to remember, seem to be ingrained in our memory. But sometimes it's like, okay, what's the story behind this photo? Some of them I know, some of them I don't know. So let's see what they have to say about it. Let's get into it.
Have you ever seen this photo before?
Yes.
It's iconic. One of the most powerful photos the NBA has ever produced. A young Kobe Bryant in the midst of a heated battle, taking a moment to hear the wise words of his idol Michael Jordan. It's been seen by millions, but do you know the context of this picture?
I do.
The story behind it. It's December 17th, 1997. The Lakers were 18-5, dominating the NBA behind superstar Shaquille O'Neal and a 19-year-old soon-to-be all-star Kobe Bryant. On the other end of the court, you have the Chicago Bulls, reigning NBA champs, coming into the game with a record of 14-9 with the best player in the league. The league's two best teams facing off in the Staples Center. Coming into this game, Kobe Bryant wanted to make a statement against the great Michael Jordan. This was the season he would break out as a legitimate NBA talent and prove to the world that he wasn't just another student of MJ's. And with Shaq sidelined, this was Kobe's opportunity. And it wouldn't take long for him to get his point across.
Of the incentive. Kobe Bryant shooting and hitting with Michael Jordan in his face. And you hold people down and shooting. There it is. Maybe better than a lot of backups in the NBA center. Guarded by Michael Jordan. And the pull away by Kobe Bryant. That's the future. And even Michael Jordan will tell you that Kobe Bryant, the future of the NBA, you're looking a 20-point for his ministry. And Jordan with a move quickness and to be good three-point shooter. Miami Jones got into points a game. Kobe Bryant up and under and fouled by Luke Longley as Jordan is guarding Kobe Bryant. 5 personal fouls on him. Just saying we need some stop or some defense most nights. Michael Jordan gets 2 more. The Lakers are getting tonight.
I love that palm.
That he's a highlight film, but there is not one. Jordan looking for root on Monday night at 31 after establishing a career high of 23.
Coming off the bench, a 19-year-old Kobe was going blow for blow with the league's MVP. Mike with 36, Kobe with 33. The Lakers were taking a beating, but Kobe was making a statement. And with 7 minutes and 9 seconds left in the game, in the middle of this intense matchup, with Bulls small forward Scott Burrell at the line, Kobe approaches Michael and sparks a conversation. And a photographer snapped this photo. Kobe asked Mike a question about his jump shot, and Mike gives Kobe advice that, without a doubt, stuck with him for the rest of his career. But pay attention to Kobe's demeanor. Michael is doing the talking, and Kobe is all ears, listening attentively. A moment for a young kid to hear from the man that he shaped his entire game after. One of the most subtle but memorable moments in Kobe's career. And there are many moments like this throughout the history of the game, when a single photo captures the essence of a player, a game, a legacy. When the story behind the photo is just as interesting as the photo itself. Some of these iconic images have backstories that we've all become familiar with, whereas others come from seemingly insignificant moments that we would come to acknowledge years later. Like on December 6, 2010, when the Miami Heat faced off against the Milwaukee Bucks. Just 22 games into the new Big 3 era, and the Heat weren't exactly living up to expectations. With a record of 14-8, this new era was getting off to a rocky start. But during this seemingly uneventful December matchup, LeBron and his right-hand man Dwayne Wade had a moment that would be the turning point in their season. After getting out to a 6-2 lead, Dwayne Wade rebounds the ball and gets out on the break. He spots LeBron trailing and dumps off a no-look pass. Then, a photographer on the baseline captures a photo that would be seen around the world.
Jennings for 3. Lamute got a touch, but it goes to Wade. He has Arroyo in front. And follows on a bounce to James.
If you miss and don't come up with a rebound, the game will be over in about...
So common misconception. People that see this photo, they think that everybody thinks that Dwayne Wade threw an alley-oop to James, but no, never threw an alley-oop. It's a myth.
3 minutes.
LeBron with his trademark tomahawk. D Wade with his arms out, a look of confidence like, yeah, that just happened. A single moment that encapsulates one of the greatest duos the league has ever seen. Following this game, the Heat would win 17 of their next 18 games and establish themselves as the best team in the NBA. And it was in this moment that we would all come to realize just how special the Heat would be. Speaking of dominant dynasties, the Los Angeles Lakers and the Boston Celtics have proven to be two organizations that have controlled the league since its inception. Throughout the 80s, these teams would face off in the most intense rivalry in basketball, led by two all-time legends in Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Since their days in college, Magic and Bird seemed to always find a way back to each other. Whether it was the NCAA championship, the MVP race, or the NBA playoffs, it always came right back down to Bird and Magic. And in the 1985 NBA Finals, it was no different. After beating the Lakers in the finals the season prior, the intensity between these two teams was at an all-time high. Fights were breaking out every single game, and neither team was going to back down. It's Game 2 in Boston Garden. After going back and forth for 3 quarters, the Lakers have gotten out to a decent lead early in the fourth, but the Celtics refuse to break. Bird has 20 in the half, and Magic is sitting on a double-double. With less than 5 minutes left in the game, Bird feeds Robert Parrish inside, and Parrish sinks the bucket after drawing the foul. This play in particular isn't all that special, but what follows is a moment that will be remembered forever. As Parrish lines up the shot, Bird and Magic stand side by side, ready to box each other out. And then, this happens.
Beautiful pass to Parrish, who really powers it through after being hit by McAdoo. Great pass by Larry Bird. And it's a 4-point ball game.
In a moment that was seemingly insignificant, a photographer snaps a photo that would summarize the greatest rivalry in the history of the sport. Two dynasties, two legends, battling it out on the greatest stage. After all, this box out was irrelevant. Robert Parrish sunk the shots, but the photo itself isn't what makes this moment so incredible. It's the story behind it that has cemented this picture as one of the NBA's most recognizable images. Bird and Magic weren't just fighting for a rebound. They were fighting for their legacies.
Yes.
Another legend that had to fight for his legacy was Reggie Miller, a player that had to claw his way through one of the toughest eras of the Eastern Conference. Miller had to play the Bulls dynasty, a New York Knicks squad with Patrick Ewing and John Starks, an Orlando Magic team with the best young duo in the league with Shaq and Penny, and a dominant Miami Heat team with Alonzo Mourning and Tim Hardaway. All 4 teams having 60-win seasons throughout Reggie's prime. But despite Miller being the best shooter in his day and leading the Pacers to the top spot in the Eastern Conference on 3 occasions, he was never able to get them over the top. He got close again and again and again, but close was never close enough. However, of all the incredible moments the great Reggie Miller has given to the game, his most memorable one came in Game 4 of the 1994 NBA Finals. The Pacers were facing off against the Knicks in Madison Square Garden. After being up 2-0 early in the series, the Pacers fought back to tie it up 2 games apiece. Indiana had all the momentum, and they brought that same energy in Game 5. With Spike Lee in attendance, after trailing by 12 points at the end of the third, Reggie Miller activates Miller time and absolutely buries the Knicks in the fourth.
With a 15-2 lead, here's Miller for 3. Fleming with another Miller in the backcourt. Here's Miller, points for Miller.
And he appears to be fine, and he will.
Here's Miller, swings away, and hits.
A man.
5 minutes into the fourth. Here's Miller, a shot. Here's Miller for 3. Yes! Miller open again. From downtown in this fourth quarter. Miller pops and hits again. 35 for Reggie Miller. 14 of 26 from the field. 21 of the 35.
I gotta do a Reggie Miller video.
In the fourth quarter.
Miller would go on to score 25 points in the fourth quarter alone. But while having the game of his career, Spike Lee was taking part in his usual banter. At this point, Spike has become a staple at Knicks games. Where there is heated action going down in the Garden, you are sure to see Spike Lee close by. Now, most players may play along a bit, maybe say a thing or two and move on. But on this day, Reggie had time. And in the midst of dropping 39 on Spike's team, Reggie Miller shut Spike Lee down with one of the most infamous moments in playoff history.
Harper and John Starks not happy at all with the way Greg Anthony and Hubert Davis were defending.
Reggie Miller giving the choke sign to Spike Lee.
As if Spike didn't already know his team was blowing the lead in the series, Miller gave that man a clear reminder. A reminder that stood as a warning for all trash talkers. After adding insult to injury and humiliating the Knicks in their own house, it was clear that Spike was not ready for the smoke. Just look at him. Pathetic. Now, I want to end this video with a brief story about the most recognizable photo in NBA history. This one. Well, not the logo itself, but the photo it was designed after. In 1969, the NBA wanted to separate itself from its newly found competition in the ABA. So the National Basketball Association commissioned Alan Siegel to create a logo for the league. And after searching for the perfect picture to design the logo after, Alan stumbled upon this photo of Jerry West. Thus, the famous NBA logo was born. Only this is not the photo the logo was based off of. Despite this being the image most fans associate with the logo, this is the wrong picture. The actual image that inspired the logo is this one, a photo of Jerry West driving to the basket circa 1966. In fact, when you put the photo side by side with the logo itself, the resemblance is uncanny.
Perfect.
Why this image has been tagged with the logo image is a mystery. Some fans theorized that the league wanted to distance itself from the idea of designing a logo after one specific player, so they found an image that was similar enough to give inspiration to the design, but not so similar that it can definitively be one player in particular. But again, when looking at the NBA logo and this specific picture of Jerry West, it's clear that the NBA did just that. Let me know in the comments below. What is the most iconic basketball photo ever taken and why? Is it the image, the moments leading up to it, or the players themselves that have made these photos so iconic? Be sure to subscribe to join High Roller Nation, and as always, until next time.
Awesome. Something I wanted to say. Oh, I wanted to answer his question. What I think is the most iconic photo in the history of basketball, man, that's tough. There are so many great ones. There really are. Like, I was gonna say the Jordan final shot, 1998 Finals, Game 6, holding the pose. I mean, that's super iconic. Wilt Chamberlain holding up the 100-point sign, super iconic. Obviously, the ones that were mentioned in the video. I'm trying to think of any other ones off the top of my head that could possibly summons up. The Kevin Garnett, anything's possible photo. That's a big one. The Kyrie shot, the LeBron James block, the Ray Allen 3, the Dennis Rodman Superman, the Vince Carter Superman, even though the story behind that one, everybody thinks Vince Carter made that Superman dunk where it looks like he's flying. No, he didn't actually. It was a failed, if I remember correctly, it was either a failed alley-oop or just a failed regular dunk. Didn't amount to anything, but the picture's beautiful. Michael Jordan has a lot. Him putting a shot on Elo, him soaring through the air in the dunk contest. I mean, Dr. J. I mean, there's so many, man. There's so many. Let me know what you think is the most iconic NBA photo. And do you know any interesting backstories between the other photos? We'd love to hear your opinion in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and I'll catch you on the next one. We out, baby.